gives me an opportunity in speaking to part 2 of the Rugby World Cup Empowering Bill to congratulate my colleague, the Honourable Dr Nick Smith, for the excellent work he has been doing in his own electorate of Nelson, together with the host city of Nelson for the Rugby World Cup. And of course, as I've previously outlined, Nelson City are hosting the Italian and the United States of America team. And I just want to congratulate the Honourable Nick Smith for the excellent work he has done as the local Member of Parliament in working with his local authority to make this event happen for Nelson. And it's that kind of commitment by a local Member of Parliament which is replicated all throughout the South Island, at least by colleagues on this side of the House, and also in the North Island by the many constituency MPs located in the North Island, which is going to ensure that this Rugby World Cup is going to be the raging success. And I do hope that Nelson have a roaring time hosting a couple of games and a couple of teams, and will indeed make the very most of the opportunity which they have grasped with the assistance of their local Member of Parliament, which will make this Rugby World Cup a success for them. And so, Mr Chair, the committee gave a lot of time into consideration of part 2 of the Rugby World Cup Empowering Bill, which was in the establishment of the Rugby World Cup Authority. Now, this is the authority which has been given the temporary powers, and I need to restate that these are temporary powers. And I think it probably at this point in time it would be good to remind ourselves of the purpose of this bill, which seems to have escaped members opposite. But the purpose of this bill, you see, that got them going, didn't it? I mean, it's just like that. You talk about the purpose of the Rugby World Cup Empowering Bill, they're not in government and it makes them really cross. But anyway, the purpose of this bill, which we should be reminding of ourselves, is to allow consent and regulatory approvals for temporary activities related to Rugby World Cup 2011 to be considered expediently to align with the term, or expeditiously, expediently, whatever. We are in favour of it. Unfortunately, members opposite are a little ambivalent, but however you say it, members of the government side know exactly what we mean. We want the Rugby World Cup 2011 to happen. We know it's going to happen. And so the consideration by the committee, those of us who had an open mind with regards to this bill, spent a lot of time talking about not only the functions of the authority, but probably more importantly, the membership of the authority. And if we go to the bill in Clause 11, we have a look that the Minister will appoint a member of the authority who is a current, former or retired judge or a lawyer of some 7 years standing to be the Deputy Chairperson of the authority. Then we spent a lot of time thinking about the skills that would be required for members of the authority. And so in Clause 11, A, B, C and D, it is described those members. And really, rather than describing the person, we described the qualities. And so it was the knowledge, skill or experience relating to enactments relevant or likely to be relevant to those functions. And so, you know, what mattered to the enactment of the bill, the matters that are likely to come before the authority. And I think that's a bit of a key point. So what are some of the matters that might come before the authority? Well, it might be a road stopping. In fact, it is probably likely to be a road stopping, because what is going to happen is that there will be a fan zone desired to be in the city of Nelson or in the town of Oamaru or indeed in the town of Temuka, where I know that the excellent member Jo Goodhue is working very hard with her local constituency to make this event a great success. And it's that kind of small matter. A road stopping you might think is fairly minor, but actually is very crucial to the smooth running of this event. That is the kind of consideration that we need members of this authority to be familiar with. And so under C, the regions where, so that the members of the authority must be familiar with the regions where the tournament will take place, also must be familiar with the judicial process. And so a lot of attention was given by members of the committee to the functions that would be necessary to the smooth running of this Rugby World Cup. And finally, in my contribution to this part of the bill, I just want to talk about the Administrative Secretariat.
Chairman.